السلام عليكم. الاسم عماد حايف سمير، تدريسي في قسم اللغة الانكليزية، كلية التربية للعلوم الانسانية، جامعة الانبار. My name is Ahmad Haif Samir. I am instructor in English department, College for Education for Humanities, University of Anbar. In this lecture, I will talk about the misconceptions of traditional grammar. There are three main schools of grammar, which are traditional grammar, structural grammar, and transformational grammar. Traditional grammar, because it is the first school, it was filled with many misconceptions, which are: the first one is definition of grammatical items. Traditional grammarians define grammatical items in a bad way. They say that a noun can be defined as a name of person, thing, or place. They did not say anything about its position. They must say that it is a word or a group of words that contains a head. A head can be preceded by a pre-modifier and post-modifier. And they must support this definition by giving example. For example, the clever boy, say that this is noun phrase and the head of this phrase is boy, which is preceded by determiner and modifier, which is clever. According to traditional grammarians, they say that all the people must imitate first author. This means that, according to them, they say that the best way to acquire language is by imitating first authors, such as Shakespeare. This is a wrong misconception, because if all the people speak like Shakespeare, the language will be restricted. Language is invented to satisfy human needs, which are changeable. For this reason, language is changeable. Therefore, anyone can acquire language without imitating any person. The third misconception is difficulty of language. Traditional grammarians say that the Chinese language is the most difficult language in the world. But this is not true. Why? Because anyone who lives in Japan can learn Chinese language easily. If you ask Japanese, for example, they will answer you and they may say that Arabic language is the most difficult language in the world. All languages have the same difficulty, except Pidgin, which has invented by two communities to make the communication easier. The fourth misconception, Latin and English. Traditional grammarians thought that English language is invented to be a tool that helps to understand Latin language. They depend totally on Latin language as a language of correctness. This is not right, because the fish eats my father is accepted in Latin language, which depends on logic to interpret any sentence. While in English, the order of the sentence or the order of the components of the sentence plays a major role in determining the meaning of any sentence. For this reason, this sentence is not accepted in English language. To make it accepted, we must say, my father eats the fish, or my father is eating the fish. Prescriptive, not descriptive. Linguists are interested in what is said, not what they think ought to be said. They said that it is me, wrong. It is I, the correct one. They said that whom replaces. They said that the pronoun whom replaces the object or person. But linguists say that who and whom can replace object or person. Therefore, if any student is asked to change these two sentences into one complex, I met Ali, I respect him. These are two simple sentences. If anyone wants to change these two sentences into one complex, the answer is so easy in English language. The answer will be, I met Ali, who I respect. In this way, we replace him by who. Another answer is, I met Ali, whom I respect. And there is another answer which is, I met Ali, I respect. We have the ability to delete who or whom in the situation. Spoken versus written form. According to traditional grammarians, they say that the written form of language precedes the spoken form. Spoken comes before writing, and the child has the ability to speak and say milk without knowing how to write the letter M. Anyone can talk and say many words without having the ability to write one letter. Therefore, spoken form of language comes before written form of it. Now I will move to the second school, which is structural linguists, structural grammar. In this school, the emphasis shifted from language change to language description. Ferdinand de Saussure's 1857-1913 is responsible for this change. He is labeled the father of modern linguists. But he died without having written any major work on general linguistics. But his students collected his lecture notes after his death and published them under the title Course in General Linguistics in 1915. He insisted that all language items are interlinked. This was an aspect of language which had not been stressed before. He suggested that language is like a game of chess. This means that it is a system in which each item is defined by its relationship to all the others. Bloomfield is the pioneer of this school in America. He published his famous book, Language, in 1933, which contains the procedures for the description of any language. The third school, which is TGG, in 1957, Chomsky published his famous book called Syntactic Structure. Although this book contains only 120 pages, but it started a revolution in linguistics. Chomsky has shifted the attention away from detailed description to actual utterances. He started asking questions about the nature of the system which produces the output. According to Chomsky, Bloomfieldian linguistics was both too ambitious and limited in scope. It was ambitious because it was unrealistic to lay down foolproof rules for extracting a perfect description of a language from a mass of data. It was limited because it focused on spoken utterances. This means that Chomsky is interested in something hidden in our mind, which is called competence. According to Chomsky, children are born armed with competence, which is hidden in their mind. The competence consists of phrase structure rules and transformational rules. Phrase structure rules and transformational rules work together to generate syntax. According to Chomsky, these rules are 8 in number. The first rule says that a sentence consists of optional element, which is sentence modifier plus nucleus. A nucleus consists of noun phrase plus verb phrase. Verb phrase consists of auxiliary plus main verb. There are 4 options, which is adverb of manner, place, time, reason. And you must pay attention that this order is stable. We can't change this optional element. This means that the adverb of manner must be followed by adverb of place, after that time, and the last one is adverb of reason. Anyone who mention any sentence in this way, for example, and say Ali worked in that factory, Ali works in that factory hard, it is unaccepted. Why? Because hard in this sentence is adverb of manner. Therefore, adverb of manner must come before adverb of place. The fourth phrase structure rules is auxiliary. The component of auxiliary is tense followed by optional element, which is modal. After modal we have en. After that we have bing. According to Chomsky, tense, it is either present or past. We don't care about present perfect, future, etc. Why? Because if the sentence is written in past continuous, we call it what? Past. Past perfect, the tense will be past. Future, it is a present. Present continuous is present. Now, I will move to the components of main verb. Main verb, according to Chomsky, it is either verb followed by between 2 brackets noun phrase. This means that the verb either it is transitive or intransitive verb. If it is transitive verb, it must be followed by noun phrase. Therefore, noun phrase is put between 2 brackets. Either it is main verb or either it is verb or it is be as a main verb. If the verb of the sentence is be, it must be followed by 3 options, which is what? Noun phrase. And this way, noun phrase works as subject complement to the subject itself, or followed by place. And in most cases, a place is what? Prepositional phrase. Consists of preposition followed by noun phrase, or it is AP. AP means adjective preceded by modifier. The components of noun phrase is determiner, noun, PL. PL when the noun phrase consists of or it is plural form. For example, the boys. The boys consist of three elements. The determiner, boy, a head of noun phrase, and S, PL. Transformational rules, which are 4 in number. They are addition, deletion, substitution or replacement, and rearrangement. The following example clarifies that. The following example clarifies that. He has repaired cars. This is a sentence in active voice. If we want to change it into passive voice, it will be cars have been repaired by him. By him can be written between two brackets. Why? Because we have the ability to delete it. For this reason, cars have been repaired by him. Cars is written at the beginning of the sentence. Therefore, we make a rearrangement. We change the object into subject. And we replace has by have. We replace has by have. We add been, and we have the ability to omit by him. In this way, we apply the transformational rules, which are 4 in number, to this sentence. We make what? Rearrangement, replacement, addition, and deletion. Phrase structure rules with transformational rules form the first part of a grammar, which is syntax. This part needs another component, which is semantics. Why? Because depending on syntax itself, we can generate grammatical sentence, which may be accepted or unaccepted. For example, when I say the cat studies linguistics, it is grammatically accepted, but from semantic point of view, it is not accepted. Therefore, this part needs another component, which is semantics. These two components cannot work without phonology. Why? Because syntax, semantics, and phonology form the core of grammar. They are the 3 main components of grammar. Now, I will discuss some samples to clarify what is meant by phrase structure rules, or how to analyze these sentences depending on 3 diagrams to make them easier. The first sentence is, my sister is clever. In this sentence, we have subject, which is my sister, is as a main verb, be as a main verb, clever is adjective. This is what? From grammatical point of view. Now I will talk about phrase structure rules. This sentence doesn't have sentence modifier. Therefore, this is a nucleus, consists of noun phrase, verb phrase. The components are, my sister is what? Determiner plus noun. The components of verb phrase is auxiliary and main verb. The components of tense of auxiliary is tense only, which is in the present simple tense. I don't care about present simple or it is present. The main verb is be followed by AP. AP in this sentence is clever. Another sample or another example, my sister is in the college. This sentence consists of noun phrase, verb phrase. A noun phrase is determiner plus noun. Why? Because we don't have PL. The components of verb phrase is what? Is auxiliary, which is obligatory element. Why? Because there is no sentence in English that does not have tense. The component of auxiliary is tense, which is in the present, and the components of main verb is verb followed by place. Place is prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrase consists of preposition followed by noun phrase. We can call it noun phrase 2 to distinguish from the first one. The third sentence, my sister is a doctor. This sentence consists of noun phrase, verb phrase. The component of noun phrase, determiner plus noun. While the component of verb phrase is tense, which is in the present, only in the present. And the components of main verb, which is verb be followed by noun phrase 2, a doctor. Why? Because it works here in this sentence as subject complement to the subject itself. Another sample. The boys have been playing tennis. This sentence consists of noun phrase, verb phrase. Noun phrase, verb phrase. I can add another element which is optional. I can say that the boys have been playing tennis in the garden, for example, or in the park. If I add this element, this sentence consists of what? Noun phrase, verb phrase. The component of noun phrase are 3 in this sentence, which is determiner, the, noun, boy, and PL, which is S for plural. The component of main verb is auxiliary, main verb plus place, which is in the garden or in the park. The components of auxiliary tense, which is obligatory element, and this sentence is present perfect. Therefore, we write it what? Present only. Followed by modal. In this sentence, we don't have modal. Therefore, we move to the second element, which is have en. After have en, which is means that this sentence is in the perfect form. After that, we will move to bing. Yes, it is found because this sentence is in the continuous form. We will move to the component of main verb. It is verb followed by noun phrase 2. The third component is place, which is optional, and the garden consists of prepositional phrase. Preposition followed by noun phrase. We can call it in this sentence noun phrase 3 to distinguish it from the boys and from the tense. Another sample. She has repaired the car. This sentence consists of noun phrase, verb phrase. The component of noun phrase is noun only because it is only the pronoun she. And the component of verb phrase, auxiliary, which is consists of what? Tense, present, followed by have en. The sentence is in the perfect form. And the component of main verb is verb plus noun phrase 2. She has repaired the car. I will explain the last sample, which is actually. They are good students. This sentence consists of actually, which is works as sentence modifier. Why? Because it qualifies the sentence as a whole. And they are good students. It's a nucleus. Consists of noun phrase, verb phrase. The components of noun phrase is what? In this sentence is noun only because it is the pronoun they. The components of verb phrase are auxiliary. Auxiliary, we have only tense, which is present in this sentence. And the components of main verb is be followed by noun phrase 2. Noun phrase 2 in this sentence works as subject complement. Why? Because it belongs to the subject itself. Phrase structure rules with the transformational rules, which are 4 in number, can generate syntax. Syntax is the science that studies the structure of the sentence as a whole. Within syntax, there is another science which is called morphology. Morphology is the science that studies the structure of a word only. Therefore, syntax and morphology need another component, which is semantics. Why? Because we can't speak English language easily without depending on the 3 components of grammar, which is syntax, semantics, and phonology. Semantics is the science that studies the meaning of the words within the sentence. Therefore, I can say that the cat studies linguistics. It is what? It is grammatically accepted. But if I follow semantics, it is not accepted. Why? Because the verb study needs a human being as a subject. Therefore, semantics, within syntax, within phonology, all of them works together to form whole English sentences. Thanks a lot. I am grateful to you.